It's the Martin and Dean Chronicles. Ready for laughs and cheers? One's a geezer, one's a queer. Find out who on the Martin and Dean Chronicles. Tune in, don't delay. Martin and Dean will make your day. Prologue. The Martin and Dean Chronicles. Hello there and welcome. I shall be your ever-so-friendly narrator throughout this audio journey, unless you fuck me off. Why is it an audio adventure, I hear you ask? Because fuck me, we couldn't afford an animator, so join me along the way. Welcome to the Martin and Dean Chronicles. Our tale starts off very simple, but as we go along, then bang! The universe of this tale will explode in ways you can't imagine. Let's get into it, starting off by introducing you to our two main guys. One is a geezer and one is a queer. Dean is the top geezer bloke, always having a laugh and bantering. He is married to Martin, but he ain't gay, he loves the ladies, or that's what he tells us. Martin is Dean's husband. He is a tall, lanky poofter. He looks after Dean. Quite frankly, he's a good egg. Our tale starts on a cold winter's day in their flat, which is located in a small village called Wootton, just like any other village. It is an old, boring and dull place, and so this is where our story starts. Part 1. The adventures begin. Chapter 1. Tiger bread and interesting house guests. Dean sat sprawled on the couch, one sock dangling half off his foot, staring longingly at the TV, but clearly not watching it. He turned his head towards Martin, who was busy organising some books on a shelf.
Oh, Martin, my dear, I'm feeling awfully peckish for some tiger bread. Can you pop to the co-op for me?
His tone laced with dramatic flair.
Oh, and get me some whiskey, too.
Martin, ever the dutiful husband, looked over.
Oh, okay, Dean. Anything else? Maybe a cheeky chocolate bar, my love?
Dean paused, dramatically weighing the decision.
Nah. Just the bread and whiskey, Martin. Actually, you know what? Maybe take your time and see if there is anything good for dinner.
Martin nodded with an exaggerated sense of duty.
All right, tiger bread, whiskey, and I'll see what's there for dinner. Got it.
Cheers, Martin. Oh, and do take your time.
Dean added, waving him off as though granting him royal permission to leave. Martin slipped on his coat, wrapping his scarf with precision.
No problem, Dean. Be back soon.
Dean waved lazily.
Yeah, see you soon.
Martin hesitated at the door.
Dean, you sure there isn't anything else?
Dean's cheerful demeanour shifted.
Nope, for fuck's sake, that's all. Now get fucking going or I'll starve to death, you silly poof.
Oh, okay, Dean. Be back in a jiffy.
Martin chirped, heading out. As soon as the door clicked shut, Martin started shuffling his lanky frame down to the local co-op. Dean's face lit up with mischief. He reached for his phone and dialed with the enthusiasm of a teenager planning a house party.
Come on over, ladies. The coast is clear. Time to party.
Cheeky devil, isn't he? Dean leapt into action, surveying the absolute chaos of the living room. Underwear on the lampshade, copies of Razzle magazines with hardened tissues next to it, pizza boxes stacked like Jenga, and an empty whiskey bottle precariously balanced on the armrest.
Oh, fuck me. Look at this place. Should have made Martin clean up first.
In a flurry of activity, he shoved everything into the nearest cupboard, slamming it shut with a triumphant,
Fuck it. Martin can clean that up later. He'll probably prance about like a little housemaid as he does later on anyway.
Dean then, lighting some candles for ambience, he spritzed himself with cologne. Dean's got to freshen up those balls. Dean checked his reflection in the mirror. Looking well pucker, he declares to himself. He flashes himself a cheeky grin. The doorbell rang, and Dean flung the door open to a group of giggling women.
Why, hello there, ladies.
Dean welcomes the ladies in, one by one, and has a cheeky squeeze of their bums. While Dean was entertaining his ladies, Martin was going to end up having a more eventful trip to the co-op than he would have anticipated. He was almost at the co-op when he spotted Nathan sitting on the bench near the park, his hoodie pulled over his head like a cloak of mischief. Martin recognized him immediately. Nathan had a reputation in the neighborhood for always being just a bit too eager to ask for things. As Martin walked by, Nathan sprang to life like a cat spotting its prey.
Oi, Martin, my man.
Nathan shouted, waving his arms like they were about to take off.
I need a word.
Martin paused, looking around.
Nathan, what now?
Nathan shuffled over, his shoes barely staying on his feet.
Look, I'm in a bit of a situation.
He lowered his voice, glancing around dramatically.
I need some weed money.
Martin raised an eyebrow.
Seriously, Nathan? How many times have we had this conversation?
Nathan shrugged.
Well, it's the way of the world, innit? Gotta hustle. But this time it's real important. It's urgent. I've been talking to Will. You know, the guy with the weird crappy car? He's got a premium batch coming in, but I need the cash today.
Martin's stomach turned. He'd known Nathan for years, and this was nothing new. Nathan was always trying to wrangle money for something, anything really, and he had an uncanny ability to convince people to give him just a little more than they should. But this time felt different.
Look, Nathan, I'm on a mission. Dean wants tiger bread, and I don't have time to...
Just then, a loud clang echoed through the street. Martin turned to see an elderly woman with a shopping cart full of cans zoom past, narrowly missing a lamppost. Nathan spun around, wide-eyed.
Did you see that? That was incredible! We gotta get in on that action!
Nathan ran off towards the elderly woman. Martin shook his head, his mission to retrieve the tiger bread already spiralling out of control. With a resigned sigh, he walked on, leaving Nathan to chase the elderly woman who, much to Martin's surprise, was now weaving between traffic like a seasoned professional. Martin got to the co-op and started to shop. Back at the flat, the party was in full swing when Martin returned, bag in hand, and paused at the door. The noise from the living room was unmistakable. He walked in puzzled to find Dean surrounded by women.
Oh, who are all these women then, Dean?
Oh, these women, they are my sisters.
Oh, I didn't know your sisters were in town, Dean.
Yeah, they just flew in, all 12 of them.
All 12 of them. You sure these are your sisters?
Ha ha ha, of course I am, you silly boy, just a very big family.
I'll sort you all out some snacks.
Martin buys it, without a second thought. Then heads to the kitchen. Dean thinks to himself, he can't believe he got away with that. Laughter started to echo in the room.
Well, that was a close one. Silly poof, didn't expect a darn thing. Let's get this party turned up a gear, ladies. Who's up for truth or dare?
Dean gives them all a cheeky wink, and so the evening continued with laughter and joy. Dean is cozying up to one of the ladies. I'm going to see her boobies if I play my cards right, Dean thinks to himself. Meanwhile, Martin in the kitchen then calls Dean to tell him some news, which he's going to dread.
Dean, my love, can you come here a second?
Dean heads to the kitchen.
What is it, Martin, can't you see? I'm busy with my ladies. Sisters. Aren't you going to sort out the snacks?
Martin looks sheepishly at Dean.
Well, the thing is, I need to tell you, the co-op was out of tiger bread.
Dean looked Martin in the eye.
Say that again, Martin.
The co-op was out of stock of tiger bread.
You fucking what? You fucking poof? Are you serious?
I know, my love. However, they did have a sale on crumpets.
You had one fucking job, poof, and you come back with fucking crumpets?
But they're the fluffy kind. You do love fluffy crumpets, my love.
Oh, you fucking poof, you and your fucking crumpets. You at least got my whiskey, right?
Oh, no. I totally got flustered by my encounter with Nathan again. It put me out with sorts. Oops. I forgot that.
Dean looked furious. He started to clench his fist.
Martin, you little fucking poof. Nathan is no concern to me, nor should he be to you. He tries it on all the time. I feel so furious, I feel like I'm gonna have to beat you. You know I need tiger bread, and you didn't even get my fucking whiskey. What am I meant to drink now, your sparkling poof wine? Why didn't you stock up?
I know, Dean. I should have gotten your whiskey. I just got distracted with Nathan and forgot to pick up your whiskey. Please, Mum has been a bit needy lately. I'm sorry.
Dean just sees red. He then whacks Martin right on the nose.
Look, what you made me do, fuck.
The ladies all stood up in unison in the living room, overhearing the commotion. They decide to storm off. One of them, with her arms crossed, declared,
Dean, we are all leaving now. The vibe has totally died. You don't seem like the geezer you said you were. No chill. See ya.
Dean watched helplessly as they all stormed out. Dean thinks to himself, fuck, I was just about to see her boobies.
Fuck's sake, Martin, it's your fault, my ladies. Sisters are gone now, poof.
I'm sorry, my love. I'll give you some space and go see Mum.
Dean thinks to himself, oh, not fucking Barbara. She always makes Martin go shopping with her. He then ends up getting a load of fabulous poofter shit. Classic fucking Martin, right? Dean also can't stand Martin's mum. He thinks she's a right cunt, always nagging. Dean just looks at Martin and just nods, then says,
Yeah, that's fine, Martin. I'm going to go head out to the pub. I'll be out all night, so don't stay up.
Dean grabs his coat and heads out, heading straight to the pub, seeking solace in getting smashed. He also thinks maybe he can save this evening by seeing if there are any ladies are about. What chaos tiger bread and no whiskey can cause. Martin is now off to see his mother, and Dean is off for a cheeky sesh. Join us to continue the adventures by hitting subscribe. If you enjoyed our exploration, give us a like and share your thoughts in the comments below.